Hey! Welcome to the Luxury Syndicate, where we embark on an exquisite journey to the heart of the luxurious world and share valuable financial life advice as well as entrepreneurial insights. You've reached the perfect channel if you want success in your life and business. Make sure to hit the subscribe buttons if you haven't already, and feel free to leave a comment. Few people have a thorough understanding of billionaires' lifestyles. Yes, we see things on TV and think about the wonderful things they could accomplish and the things we could do if we were billionaires. Number 1. Warren Buffett. First in our list is this man, Warren Buffett. It's impossible for someone not to know him. Just a quick trivia, at age 11, he bought himself stock market shares rather than wailing for candy or toys. Imagine, with his constant chatter about the market rather than complaining about having to eat his vegetables, this child must have been a nightmare during family dinners. He owns one of the largest private jet firms in the world, yet despite this, he declines to travel in style, most likely because he is aware of how much they charge for the privilege. He drives his own modest automobile and has never once considered purchasing a Bugatti Veyron. Warren Buffett would rank as the 63rd richest country in the world if he were a nation. I wonder what it's like to have more wealth than 2/3 of the world's countries, but I can't even fathom how that's possible. Buffett resides in an adorable small house in Omaha, Nebraska, despite his enormous wealth. He and his wife purchased this home 50 years ago. He frequently remarks that while he could live in the largest mansion on earth, it wouldn't hold the same memories as his current residence. Number 2. Carlos Slim. When he was 10 years old, he first began to sell drinks and sweets to his friends and family. Today, Slim is worth over $88 billion and can boldly claim to be the richest person in Mexico because of his telecom empire. Carlos continues to lead a humble life despite his fortune. Although there is much less financial hardship now, Slim hasn't let his success cloud his judgment. Born in Mexico to Lebanese immigrants, Carlos Slim has one incredibly motivating underdog journey. Private aircraft and yachts are obviously outside the scope of legislation. Despite having over $88 billion, he only receives $24,000 in compensation each month, donating the rest to charities, building infrastructure in Mexico, and working to end poverty. He has such a kind heart for others who are less fortunate. Number 3. Sergey Brin. In contrast to the majority of his people, Sergey leads a quiet life and prioritizes his profession over material possessions. So instead of spending $500 million on a yacht, he makes numerous new investments. Brin used a significant portion of his income to sponsor different reusable energy initiatives as well as other space exploration jobs. Contrary to popular belief, Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, is one of the most mysterious billionaires in the world. The company has achieved success through toil, numerous sacrifices, and many sleepless nights. Sergey hardly ever makes the headlines, and for some mysterious reason, Google's algorithm won't spread any rumors about the brilliant Russian-born man. Number 4. Alice Walton. The lone child of Sam Walton, the man who founded Walmart, is Alice Walton. If the word Walton sounds familiar to you, it may be because you frequently go to Walton's retail store. It is a huge business called Walmart. You may be familiar with it. One of the Walton dynasty's successors, Alice Walton, feels that way. A Bugatti Veyron would be at the top of my long list of things to buy if I had $62.1 billion though. Walton loves to spend money on art, and more precisely, on spreading this art throughout the world. Alice built her own personal art collection for $500 million. If you thought that opening a museum of American art in Arkansas cost $15 million in 2011, wait till you hear how much the centerpiece cost. She spent $44.5 million on a single George O'Keeffe artwork. Number 5. Amancio Ortega. A fashion billionaire would therefore seem to be expected to be flamboyant and extravagant, which is horrific for all paparazzi and gossip media. Ortega has never put a lot of stock in his public image. His whole life, the smart retailer who turned a local clothing store into a massive global conglomerate gave just 3 interviews. Amancio Ortega may be unknown to you, but something tells me that his $62.1 billion implies you should. While Ortega is not a household name like other billionaires, his most well-known apparel label is Zara. Ortega is the picture of privacy because he never sought attention. Unlike other successful designers, he chose to remain in La Coruña, Spain, instead of moving to Paris or Milan to live the high life. Number 6. Ingvar Kamprad. Thanks to this guy, I can have nice furniture in my house. IKEA was founded by Kamprad when he was just 17 years old. The company immediately became well known across the world, and Kamprad's personal wealth fluctuated between Venus and Mercury. His way of life remained the same. It appears that he always purchased his clothing from a flea market to save money. Ingvar Kamprad apparently didn't appreciate his fortune and led a simple life in seclusion as a form of payback for all the suffering he brought about in the world. The furniture magnate was an illustration of a self-made millionaire who refused to let wealth influence his decisions. Number 7. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark does, in fact, choose a quieter way of life. Yes, he appreciates luxury, and his portfolio includes some remarkable acquisitions like his Palo Alto residence and Lake Tahoe estate. However, those are obviously mostly investments. He does reside there, but there are no high-tech cannons that blast morning fresh gray t-shirts every morning, insane golden bathrooms, or diamond chandeliers. Meta didn't have the best year. However, Zuckerberg is not particularly fond of opulent luxuries. He favors practical vehicles like the Honda Fit, Acura TSX, or Golf GT. They are all worth less than $30,000 total. He truly spends money on family holidays and charitable causes, numerous charities. He invests billions in funding initiatives that advance healthcare for others. It would be nice if Facebook could be made less of a marketing snare. Number 8. Azeem Premji. The genius is now referred to as the Indian Bill Gates for a reason. Premji, with his $9.2 billion, is not even close to Ambani's wealth when it comes to us. But when it comes to charity and achievements, Premji is undoubtedly in the lead. Before Azeem took over, was just a tiny family business. Today's subject will center on people who occasionally give back to society rather than using as much electricity for their jacuzzi as the entire metropolitan area of Mumbai. Premji never lost sight of his humble roots in spite of his enormous bank account, which would soon receive a new zero. Number 9. Tim Cook. Since 2011, Timothy Donald Cook, an American business professional, has served as the Apple Inc. CEO. Cook is regarded as the best boss in the entire world by all of his employees. He never yells at or ignores any of his staff members' suggestions or complaints. Tim rarely talks about himself since he doesn't think he's particularly fascinating. Cook and I frequently disagree on this point, but I also enjoy scrambled eggs, bacon, cereal, and almond milk. Tim would rather lead a typical humble existence. Lastly, number 10. Chuck Feeney. The last man on our list is Chuck Feeney. He currently has a $1.5 million pension fund and resides in a San Francisco apartment at the age of 91. He lacks cars, any boats, or homes. He just has one remaining golden property left: his heart. What a man with a net worth of $1.5 million is doing on this list may be a mystery. However, none of them piqued Feeney's curiosity. While leading a quiet and unremarkable life, he quietly donated all of his fortune. After a legal dispute with his former partner, Robert Warren Miller, Feeney was revealed to be the driving force behind a number of charitable organizations and gifts in 1997. Later, people began referring to him as the James Bond of philanthropy. They all don't live as simply as Chuck does. If you guys did enjoy watching this, then make sure to hit the like button, and I would appreciate you subscribing to see more about fine living and luxurious life inspirations. This is the Luxury Syndicate. We'll see you on our next travels.